cremate me and throw my ash in somebody's face.
Just fucking throw it in someone's eyes.
Yeah, oh, fuck Daniel. Throw my fucking ashes in Daniel's eyes.
Hi, welcome back to the Radial Podcast. I'm Austin, joined by Devin.
Hey.
And Stoffel Van Dorn.
Fuck, what country is he from? Hola.
Belgium, I think?
Yeah, I think
Belgium.
he's from Belgium. Yeah, so Jeff showed up to my house today in like full-on Stoffel Van Dorn gear.
Yeah, man.
Well, last year's Stoffel Van
Yeah,
Dorn.
Yeah, man.
McLaren Honda on that hat. Is this the one and only time you're going to wear this stuff?
I might wear it every week. This is my podcast uniform.
I'd be okay with
weird.
that.
Did you guys know that we're like one of the top 10 podcasts
Just period?
in height?
In height.
I'd believe that.
Yeah. Welcome to Radio Podcast. Top 10 in podcast height.
Actually, I bet Giant Bomb is taller than us.
Yeah, that's why there's 9 in front of us. We're
Oh, yeah.
somewhere in the top 10.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess. You didn't say we were number one.
Yeah, we're in the top 10.
You know, if we get more people on this podcast, then we can get taller.
not
Only
true.
if we bring in taller people.
No, not collectively, just individual measures like
Oh, average height?
No, you just take everyone's height and say, which is the highest out of these? Okay, that's this podcast's height.
Well, then
We're
it's
just
just
doing the
whoever
max.
gets the most quantity.
No.
No, it's who has the tallest member.
Yes.
On the
Oh,
podcasting
okay.
team.
Yes.
Okay.
Turns out that's Jeff.
Yes.
Yes.
Get at me, Scrubs.
I thought you were talking about average height.
Man, we
No.
could never hit the heights of Ben from the Giant Bombcast.
How tall is that guy?
I think Ben is 6'10".
He's really tall.
Yeah.
Get me an axe.
How tall is Dave Lang?
He's like 6'7".
He's about the same height as me.
Okay.
He's a sentient redwood forest. I'm a sentient redwood tree. Because I'm thin.
That's pretty good.
Digs at people they'll never hear.
I don't know, man. Like, maybe we have Dave Lang on this podcast someday.
Maybe.
Hey, Dave, if before you come on, could you go back to episode 39 and listen to minute 3 where Jeff calls you fat? And let us know your thoughts on that.
So, some motorsport happened, guys.
Sure did.
What did you guys watch this weekend except F1?
Nothing.
Not shit. Okay.
Movies.
I watched
I watched Goodfellas.
the Bubba Burger
I watched
Grand
The
Prix.
Outsider.
Goodfellas is good, fellas.
Guys,
The Outsiders is good.
Fellas?
Outside.
we're talking about crime movies here.
Hell yeah. Yakuza.
Yakuza, please.
Please.
Yakuza, I'm sorry.
Please.
They got
Gyardo.
sick... Yeah, please. Gyardo.
Um,
Sick koi fish tattoos.
So, I watched the Bubba Burger Grand Prix. I didn't know that was a real thing.
Yeah, I thought you were joking at me when you asked if anybody was going to watch the Bubba Burger Grand Prix.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't-
sounds made up.
And I was like, is this like another bit from Talladega Nights? Like, what
No,
is
it
this?
Sounds like a Talladega Nights bit.
And I guess this is like a reoccurring race at Long Beach. This is an IMSA race. Is a 2-hour race, I think. Timed race because IMSA does like endurance races, but this is the shortest one of the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And they came across my Facebook newsfeed because I didn't realize that race was happening this weekend. They're like, tune into the Bubba Burger Grand Prix live, and they had like a Facebook Live thing. I was like, oh shit, and motorsports is on. I'm gonna turn on my television, and I watched the last 25 minutes of this race. It was pretty damn good. I need to go back and watch the whole thing. Had lots of good racing between Ford GTs, Corvettes, and Porsche 911s.
Hell yeah.
Are the Gyardos in this series?
I don't think so.
Oh, sorry. No, not Gyardos.
I think
it's
those are
Hurricanes
GTD
now.
cars.
There's a
And
Hurricane in...
This race was GT Le Mans and prototypes.
Gotcha.
there's a Hurricane in Super GT.
Nice.
It qualified on pole and then just fell back the entire race.
Nice.
Good race. I like that track. It's a street circuit in Long Beach.
Man, I don't like that track.
There's a really good battle between Jordan Taylor and Ricky Taylor, and the commentators were like, "Oh, he's taking revenge for his dad or whatever," because Ricky Taylor left Wayne Taylor Racing to go race for Penske. So I thought that was pretty good.
Wait, are they actually brothers?
Yes, and they look like the same person. Only Jordan Taylor is way funnier because he's the one with all the social media stuff.
Some of his comedy wears on me pretty much.
No, I like the Talladega Nights style comedy of making fun of NASCAR and Jeff Gordon and his mustache.
His mustache is bad.
It's good.
Wait, who's got a mustache?
Jordan Taylor.
It's a fake mustache.
Oh. Remember when Daniel Ricciardo had a really good, bad mustache?
Yeah.
Was that prior to Austin 2014?
I want to say that was
it was
Austin
2015.
2015.
That's really good.
Yeah. No, I think it was 2014.
I want to say it was for the race that we went to. So it was 15 or 16.
I went to. No,
13.
I didn't go. I
You
didn't
went
go
to
to
the last
14.
V8.
Yeah. I'm trying to think here. So is this podcast pro mustache? Are we good?
No.
No.
No, I'm vehemently anti-mustache unless it,
Was it
Unless it
that beard?
curls.
Yeah, unless it...
Unless you can,
So a Chase Carey style mustache.
Yeah.
We're pro Chase Carey mustache.
I'm pro Chase Carey. I'm not pro his mustache. I'm pro that mustache on Chase Carey. No one else. I've got a friend that has a similar mustache, and it
He sounds like a real douche.
he doesn't pull it off. Doesn't stop him from wearing it.
Does he listen to this podcast?
I hope not.
I mean, he would just hate me, not you.
I mean, he'll know I just talked a bunch of shit on him.
Oh, well, what if Daniel Ricciardo had that mustache?
Nobody can ever hate Daniel Ricciardo for
Yeah.
anything.
I can't. I can't. He's a good guy all around. Are you guys ready to dive into the Chinese Grand Prix?
China.
The
Do this race review?
Grand Prix. Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys want to go over anything in free practices or qualifying?
I want to talk about
yeah.
Free Practice 3.
Same.
Go for it, because I didn't watch it.
I didn't
Ricardo's
either,
turbo exploded at the end of Free Practice 3.
but that.
Hell yeah.
That's the only thing I wanted to mention up. At the end of Free Practice 3.
Yeah.
So they had to change his engine between Free Practice 3 and Q1.
His engine? Or
His
yeah, it was the
whole
engine. It was.
engine.
Yep.
Because then the engine that Renault gave him wasn't a whole engine. They
Yeah.
had to take pieces of the old engine off and put them on this engine.
Okay.
Seems like some real bullshit.
Look, they're in country, right? It's not like it's overnight parts from Japan.
It's
That's a Fast and
you'd
Furious
think
joke.
they would have a spare engine there,
They did.
a complete one.
They had a long block. They didn't have a complete engine.
They fucking should have.
Yeah,
I feel like they normally do.
this actually was kind of confusing because they were just like, "Oh yeah, the turbo blew," but I was like, they didn't have the turbo on the new engine. So what the fuck did you use?
Yeah, I don't understand
Yeah,
why.
so I don't know what was specifically missing or if the
I
turbos
think that
would
it really
actually blow
fucking
up.
sucks that they had to piece an engine together.
Yeah.
But man, props to his crew for getting that engine changed in 2 hours, which is an hour faster than they'd ever changed one
He
before.
came out of the pit lane for qualifying in Q1 with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he gets one lap.
Yeah.
And he just barely scoots his way into Q2.
Yeah.
And that was good to see because, I turned on qualifying and was like, fuck, another bad weekend for Red Bull.
Yeah.
Because,
Yep.
Ricardo's in the pits, doesn't look like he's going to make it
His
out.
car is totally disassembled,
Yeah.
The boys got it together.
And
I'm impressed.
drifting out of the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was,
Teriyaki boys coming on.
And that was the most tense end of Q1 for me, just because I like Ricardo so much. So seeing he hit, after his lap he was P13, and then someone bumped him down to P14. I was like, oh god, no, no.
Yeah, I was really happy to see him make it
Yeah.
up into Q2.
And it was hard for him because the wind was the other direction than it had been for the other two free practice
Yeah,
sessions.
he did not know what the track would be like coming out.
Yeah, so it was pushing him further into the hairpin than he was expecting to, so he had to brake earlier, but he didn't know that yet because he hadn't been out on the track for that day, really. So,
anything in Q2 or Q3 that you guys want to talk about?
Hamilton underperforming.
Yeah, Hamilton looking
Yeah.
a bit weak. Ferrari
Raikkonen-
looking particularly strong.
Raikkonen looking strong all the way up until Vettel put in his lap at the end.
I don't know if it's Kimi being weak or it's just Vettel being a little bit stronger, because we're talking about 0.08 of a second that he beat him out by to pole. Like, it was very, very marginal.
Well, yeah, but Vettel had been a very solid 2 all weekend up to this point.
So, coming around the end there, and, like, Vettel was still on his lap, I was like, Vettel's going to knock him out.
Yeah.
Like, I know it.
Yep.
And sure enough. Yeah, it was by 800ths of a second, though. I mean, it was just barely.
The Ferraris and the Mercedes finished Q2 on softs, where the Red Bulls took super soft or the ultra softs out, so they're on the softer tire to start the race.
How did we start this race, gentlemen?
We started this race, Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Räikkönen, Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton, Max, Daniel, Hülkenberg, Perez, Sainz, Grosjean, top 10.
Oh, so we got some Force Indias.
Yeah, so we got
the top 10.
Perez actually making it into the top 10, and Grosjean actually made it into the top 10.
Instead of K-Mag is weird.
K-Mag was in 11th.
Yeah.
And... Oh, never mind. I was thinking of last race.
Q3 also, Alonso and Stoffel doing the slingshot.
Not in Q3, it was in Q2.
Or Q2, yeah, to try to get Alonso into Q3. Good teamwork there. They did that a lot last year.
Yeah.
Trying to
give them, like, they kept calling it a tow, just
it's
sitting in the other car's wake on the straights.
Yep. Yeah, it's just to get them some a slipstream coming down the straights.
Mm-hmm. But it was not enough, and
Yes.
they did not make it into Q3.
I was bummed about that.
Yeah.
That's the first time that Alonso didn't make it into Q3 this season. Bummer.
Yeah.
I like Alonso. He's good.
Yep. I was a bit surprised to see Perez make it into Q3 and not Ocon. Because I feel like this year, especially, Ocon has looked stronger than Perez, even though they've both looked bad.
I think their cars look bad. I don't think they're...
Yeah, the Force India cars look bad, but I think Ocon has been the stronger driver. Let me look at points. I don't think either one of them had points before today.
Nice.
So,
all right, are you guys ready to start the race proper?
Yeah.
So, I have one note here before we start this race.
Vettel is in his box, kind of pointed to the right.
No, not that. That's even a little bit too far ahead of where I am.
Oh, wow, okay.
Where did Honda's pace go?
You know, that's a great question.
Toro Rosso was nowhere.
Like, they qualified in P5, P6, arguably, like, legitimately last weekend, and they didn't make it out of Q1 this week.
yeah. Actually, I think one of them did.
Did they? Okay.
Hartley, not Gasly. Hartley made it to Q2.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is just a substantially different aero requirement track than what...
I know that in terms of sheer power, it's really important because of how long the backstretch is at China.
But I feel like they've been setting some of the top speed traps
Yeah.
in practices.
I'm not really sure what happened. I think we'll need to keep an eye on them coming into Baku.
Yeah, maybe...
Hopefully it wasn't a one-hit wonder thing for them.
Maybe it's just like it was kind of colder all weekend also, so it's like maybe like their car performs better in the heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is a relatively light downforce track. Because this is something I saw in one of the practices. The mechanics just popping Hamilton's whole like rear wing structure off and putting a different one on. And I didn't realize that that's how that worked for whatever reason. I thought it was just like a setting of how steep is the wing. But they're like, nope, this one does this curving up thing, and this one is kind of just flat across.
Yeah, it has to do with like the shape of the wing also and how wide that piece is. Hand gestures don't work on audio-based media.
Spooning is what they were calling it.
Yeah, like you said, Vettel kind of pointed at a little bit of an angle to cut Kimi off at the start of the race. Lights go green.
Nope. Lights go out.
Yep.
Fucking whatever. You know what I'm talking about, Dick. Now you're over here looking like Alonso.
Those Kimoa.
It's a yoke.
Is that your Belgian accent?
No. Alonso.
Oh.
It's something he said last season. It's a yoke. The power is a yoke.
It's a joke.
He doesn't do good with J's, I guess.
His primary language is Spanish.
That is correct.
Because he's from Spain.
That is also correct.
This is a Spanish accent.
Not a good one.
It's not a bad one. I got it.
I didn't.
You should
So
watch more Formula One.
lights
jokes.
go out.
Yeah, they do.
Like we said, Vettel is kind of pointed at a little bit of an angle.
And immediately dives over at Raikkonen.
So, yeah, lights go out. Vettel immediately dives over at Raikkonen. Coming into turn 1, Kimi has to, like, come off the throttle a little bit just to not hit Vettel. He has to come off just a little bit. Bottas gets by Kimi. Because of that, he had to come out of the throttle just a little bit.
Yep. Man, it's a real shame that Ferrari is Ferrari.
Ferrari has always and will always have 1 and 2 drivers.
Yeah, but they should maybe think about fucking the number 2 driver less.
That's the number 2 driver's job at Ferrari.
I feel like Ferrari should, like, the team should put more care about the Constructors' Championship. But,
no.
I don't know.
No,
the team absolutely
Ferrari.
cares more about the constructors.
Yeah.
The
But they don't really, like, Ferrari doesn't seem to, whereas
even
every other
when
team does.
team orders were clearly outlawed, they still did it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you guys have seen the clip of Ferrari coming over the radio to Massa saying Fernando is faster than you, which means get the fuck out of the way. So, and that they at that time, team orders were not legal. Like, you couldn't do that, but they did it anyway. Verstappen had a great start.
Yeah.
Got by Hamilton and got by Kimi.
Yep.
Right there. Yeah, great start from him.
On the softer tires. So
on the softer
that helps
tire.
a bit, yeah.
Really good start from Sainz as well, I remember. Like, Sainz gained 2 or 3 spots.
Great start and great first lap from Lance Stroll.
Yeah, he made up a lot
6
of spots.
places.
In
He
the
went
first
from
lap.
18th to 12th on the first lap.
And he kind of went backwards again. From
And
there,
then
didn't he?
Lance
And then
Stroll
he
did
Lance
Lance
strolled
Stroll.
himself.
Yeah.
He strolled back to the back.
I have some lap 2 radio from Verstappen after he got by. He said, all right, let's not fuck this up or whatever. Like, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And the team came back and was like, all right, let's not get greedy, mate. Calm down. Like, relax. At this point in the race, we are Vettel, Bottas, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Hamilton, and Ricciardo.
Yeah, and again, the Mercedes and Ferraris are on the soft tires, and Red Bull is on the ultra softs, which should degrade a lot faster.
Significantly faster because they
Wasn't it like
skipped a
7
grade.
laps?
They
Yeah.
said like 7 laps before
Yeah.
this, and so I kept expecting Red Bull to come in, and they just kept not doing that.
Well, so
Like,
I
that
think
tire lasted longer than I expected it to.
Pirelli underestimates
Yeah.
how long their tires will last significantly
Yeah.
in
And
all the races.
I
I mean,
feel
last
like-
week proved that with Vettel taking the super softs as long as what he did.
Yeah. Also, I was surprised no super softs this weekend. Like, it's weird to see a jump from soft to ultra soft.
I'm into it.
Without the super
I'm
softs
into
in
it.
between. Yeah, it's interesting, but not something I remember ever happening. Also, kind of interesting. At one point, one of the teams referred to tires as primes and options.
Yep.
Which is not something I'd heard since they went to 3 tires per weekend.
Yep.
But I guess they were just completely disregarding the mediums. So I guess, let me mention that if that's probably something people don't know. Prime, so it used to be there's 2 compounds of tires, and Prime was the harder compound, and Option is the softer compound. So that way, instead of having to differentiate between like what exactly the tire was on, it's either like, oh, they're on the hard tire or they're on the soft tire.
Yeah, it's a simplified way of saying it to where you don't have to keep up with what the compounds actually are.
And then I think probably the only reason for using Prime and Option instead of hard and soft is, well, they're compounds, hard and soft, but also those are very different sounding words.
Yes.
Just like they don't say pit ever.
Yeah.
The
they
radio
say
always says box, because
Yep.
box is a very distinctive word.
Another note here, lap 7, radio from K-Mag. Guys, he's holding me up in reference to Romain Grosjean because they're battling.
yeah,
air quotations.
there's a little bit of radio from Grosjean right after this where they're like,
This is nonsense.
yeah, he's like, it's only lap 6. Like, why is he doing this or something along those
But
lines?
the team told Rogro to get out of the way.
Yeah,
So K-Mag
and
gets
rightfully
by.
so.
And then, then Magnussen started pulling away from him after that.
Yeah,
Yep.
immediately.
So
Were
is
they
this
were
like-
on different compounds, right?
I
don't think
think
so.
they were both on soft.
Yeah, I think they were both on softs.
Oh, no. I think they were. I think Magnussen was on softs and Grosjean was on ultras because Grosjean made it into Q3,
Yeah.
and everyone but Mercedes and Ferrari were on ultra softs in Q2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Grosjean was actually on the faster tire.
Yeah, but the faster wearing tire.
Yeah.
So, like, he was
But he should-
dropping off around the time that Pirelli would expect them to drop off.
Yeah.
Because they have ostensibly 3 laps on them when they start the race.
Why does Romain Grosjean keep being a bitch?
I don't know.
Wow.
I mean,
I
he
know
is.
that's strong words, but he's doing it, man. Like,
Rude.
yeah. I got lap 10. This is paraphrasing, but Lewis comes over the radio. I'm being a fucking baby.
That's a pretty good Lewis impression.
Yeah, it was a pretty good Lewis impression from this fucking weekend. He was getting on my nerves. 'Cause
Yeah, he was bitching all weekend. It
he was bitching
annoying.
all weekend. He's just questioning his team.
Yeah, it's like before the race even started, he's like, I don't know, guys, if we're going to be able to pull off this one stop.
Yeah.
It's like, that's clearly the strategy you're going for. Like, at that point, like, that was such, like, a dumb, whiny thing to say. I was like, is he just trying to, like,
I didn't
bluff
know if that was a
Ferrari?
bluff, right? And
Yeah, and then the
said
commentator
same
said
thing.
the same thing. I was like, oh, well, I'm glad they're on the same page as me, but I was just like, I don't think it actually was. I think it was just him whining.
Yeah, I mean, he was being a little bit of a whiny bitch this weekend, and it was pissing me off.
Yeah.
I got lap 12, Alonso versus Grosjean battle for 10th. Alonso's doing pretty okay. He's moving up. Lap 18, Verstappen on medium and Ricciardo on medium. Stacked pit stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Comes through, gets off the ultras onto mediums, like back to back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
this
soon
is-
as Verstappen pulls out, Ricardo's pulling in, so the team doesn't have time to like move. They're still staying there the whole
And
time.
it's not like Ricciardo's waiting, right? It's
Yeah.
just like as soon as Max is pulling out, Ricciardo's pulling in.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a, like, kind of
very impressive
That is
thing to do. And
very
very
impressive
risky.
and risky.
Yeah, because if anything goes wrong with Verstappen's pit stop,
That's
like,
ruined both of their races.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then Ricardo has to just sit there and wait.
yeah. And we've seen that before last season where the Red Bulls stack up like that and one is waiting on the other one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a really ballsy move. But, you know, it's a gamble that might pay off.
Yeah.
So, lap 19, Hamilton's told to box and do the opposite of Raikkonen, so he comes in and goes out on mediums.
Yeah, because Kimi stayed out, so Hamilton came in.
Also, lap 19, Mercedes comes over the radio and tells Bottas to push, give it everything.
Yeah.
So, burn up
Essentially
those
just
damn tires.
trying
to undercut.
Yeah, he's
increase
trying to do the undercut to Vettel.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes in lap 19 out on lap 20 or out on lap 20 on mediums as well. Lap 20, Vettel comes in and then back out on mediums.
Yep.
Bottas gets the undercut there. Comes
Yep.
out in front of Vettel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
like-
talking about how Ferrari's pit stop was a little bit slower than they expected to be because when Vettel came in, they thought the announcers are all saying that, oh, yep, he's got Bottas covered. It should be fine.
Yep. I think that pit was 2.9 seconds
Yeah.
for Vettel, which is a little bit longer. I think they're being a little cautious after last weekend.
Understandably
Also.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Also, though, like, didn't Vettel stay out like a couple laps after Bottas came in?
One lap.
One lap?
One lap.
Okay. I guess I was just remembering Kimi, who's still out. And
Kimi's still out there.
Yeah.
so Kimi leading the race now, but on used up softs.
Yes, Kimi is leading this race. Lap 24 had just an interesting radio thing. K-Mag's team radio, they come over. Hey, we need 0.4 of a second. So nearly, we need half a second faster lap. And K-Mag comes back over like, that's not possible. Like,
And they're just like, understood.
understood. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're asking you for half a second. Like, nah, I'm just chilling out here, just relaxing while I'm driving this Formula One car.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a race.
Yeah. Lap 26, Raikkonen is slowing Bottas so Vettel can catch up to him.
Yeah. So this I kind of already touched on, but this sucked.
Yeah, well, it
Like-
kind of sucks, but at the same time, like, because of how long he's been out on track, like, you might as well use him for this, because if he pits a lap sooner or whatever, like, it's still, he's not, at least
No,
this way you
yeah.
can slow that car down. He's going to come out in bad track position regardless.
No,
so you
yeah,
might as
Still
well
a
use him.
racing driver,
It
man. Like, it
sucks.
I
Yeah.
But
fucking
like,
hate team orders. Like,
yeah.
like it's okay if you have like a driver that you want to win and like your secondary driver, right? But it's not cool to use him as a moving roadblock.
Yeah, like I wish they had just pitted Kimi like right after Vettel, like instead of
kind of like what the
him
other
out
two top teams did
for like a long ass time just to slow up Bottas. But it seemed to me like once they saw that Bottas was in front of Vettel, they were like, well, at this point, Kimi needs to slow him down.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then Kimi stayed out for what, like 10 more laps?
Hang on. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Lap 27, Bottas finally gets by Raikkonen. Raikkonen looks like he's making a comeback on it.
Yeah.
While Vettel's also right in that mix because Vettel is right behind both of them. Like, we're talking all three of these cars are like within half a second of each other on the track. Vettel ended up getting by Raikkonen there. I guess Kimi just didn't know Vettel was there or said, fuck this team order shit because he kept trying to fight Bottas.
Yeah.
While Vettel's just trying to get by Bottas also.
Yeah, but then it seems like Kimi heard word on the radio, and he like kind of moved out of the way. Vettel got past, and then he pitted.
Yeah. So
next time they
and
came
then
around.
Vettel is immediately putting the pressure down on Bottas.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, this was really good.
Kind of the reverse of last week.
Yep.
Except much earlier in the race.
Lap 29, Charles Leclerc goes off.
Yeah.
Drags a bunch of gravel back on track with him.
He'd done this a couple of times during practice.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
well.
And it shows a camera shot of Bottas's right rear tire starting to blister on the outside of the tire.
Yeah.
It's
Which
really
didn't
weird.
make sense. Like that is the wrong tire to be getting excessive wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, also at one point a little bit later, the commentators were thinking like maybe that was actually not wear,
Just
but instead
marbling and
pickup. So instead of having worn right there, it had picked up right there and was spitting off that.
Lap 30, Toro Rosso drivers run into each other.
They
Yeah.
sure do.
Coming into turn 14, I think that is the hairpin.
Yeah, I think so.
Um,
So Hartley's ahead and Gasly behind, and Gasly like just tries to make a pass that.
So before we jump into like reasoning here,
yeah,
my note here is this is a stupid ass move.
yeah. This
We had no context for what was going on. Gasly was so far back, and then Hartley just driving a race car turns in to go hit the apex on the corner. Gasly slams right into him, trying to make the pass on the inside.
Yeah,
and then Gasly immediately comes over the radios. Why the fuck did he close the door?
yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
context for this, Devin.
So Gasly kind of made it out of this okay. Like he kind of got going again pretty quick.
I mean, he's got a broken wing, but
yeah, but like compared to Hartley, Gasly managed pretty well. Like Hartley
Ends up
turned
retiring
around.
from this race.
Eventually.
with like 5 laps left.
But apparently, those two were on different pit stop strategies. So the team was telling Hartley to let Gasly get past. I don't think Hartley was trying to let him pass right here, obviously. But Gasly knew that they had told Hartley, so he saw Hartley slowing down for this corner. He thought he was letting him by.
Yeah.
So Gasly thought Hartley was letting him through, so he went, and Hartley took the corner like a person would, and they ran into each other.
And the commentators mentioned this a lot this whole race for multiple incidents. Like, after you've started turning, you're not looking at the mirrors anymore.
No, yeah.
So Hartley didn't know that Gasly was even coming for him.
Yeah, like he was probably planning to like let him through on the straight or like a wider corner.
So because of this, there's debris all over this corner.
Yep.
Yeah, I was surprised that there wasn't like an immediate virtual safety car here. Like it took a little bit.
Carlos Sainz comes over the radio and says, "There is too much debris out here, guys. We need a safety car." And then the safety car is deployed.
Yep. And the safety
car gets deployed
at the worst time. Like,
well, I thought it was
the
a
worst
pretty good
or
time.
the best
good time too.
So this comes out as Hamilton is getting ready to pass the pit entrance. Like, that's the exact timing of it. I went back and I watched it.
I watched the replay too, where you can see the safety car light blinking before he starts to make that turn 15. Like
but the team has to call him to box.
So it can have been because Verstappen does make it in, and Verstappen was ahead of Hamilton.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
He might not have been because Hamilton hadn't pitted yet.
He had. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Verstappen was still in third at this point.
Anyway, safety car comes out.
Fourth.
Safety car comes out.
I don't remember.
Verstappen and Ricciardo go into the pits. They're stacking them again.
Yep.
Again.
And this was nice because this got them off of the mediums and onto softs.
Onto soft tires.
Which at this point should last the rest of the race and are a faster tire and
they pull off
fresher
the
tire.
stack again.
Yeah, and they stack them again and it works.
Roll the dice twice.
Yeah.
Boy, they were using up. Hopefully, they didn't use up all the luck and good fortune they had in this one race.
Also, during the safety car, race control comes over and says the Gasly-Hartley incident is under investigation.
Riken comes in under the safety car as well, doesn't he?
I don't think
have
so.
that here. Max passed Gasly in the pit lane during the safety car.
Before on the pit in, which is allowed.
Man, that lane is not wide enough for two cars. Like,
It's not. That's why one of them drove into the grass. Do you remember when Vettel did that same shit last year or the year before?
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it's
a little fucked, but
it's a little fucked.
It's technically not the pit lane yet.
Yeah,
so it's like you're not speed limited yet.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't want this slow car ahead of me. So yeah, Max got around.
I mean,
Gasly,
it could matter, especially in this situation. Like, this could really matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, Max passes Gasly in the pit entry, not pit lane. And it helps that they're both Red Bull cars too.
Yeah.
So during the safety car, also race control comes over and says lapped cars may now pass everybody after they get all the debris
This
off
was
the
good.
track.
If you're about to say what I think you're going to say.
So K-Mag's team comes over the radio and was like, "Hey, just so you know, the lapped cars are allowed to pass now." And K-Mag comes back over the radio, is like, "There's no lapped cars behind me." And the team comes back over and says, "Good point." That's really fucking funny.
More good radio at this point is Lewis Hamilton,
Yeah.
who's like, is it just me, or are there cars on
behind
fresh
me with
tires?
new tires? Yeah.
Like, is everyone around me on fresh tires, or is it just me?
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
I have that written here too, and it's like,
It's like, nope, yep, Kimmy's on fresh tires.
Lewis Hamilton's still doing his fucking moody bitching thing here,
Yeah.
but he's got a valid point.
He's got a valid point, and also it is like a nice thing to like notice again as to like Lewis's skill in that Lewis sees these cars in his mirror and recognizes like, oh, Max should have been ahead of me. If he's behind me, he must have new tires.
Yep. Lap 35, we get to the restart. So safety car in. It's important to note here that Bottas is in control of the race and gets to restart this race. So he doesn't have to wait for the start-finish line.
Yep.
There's a safety car line.
Yeah, it's before turn 14. Which
Yep.
is the hairpin.
Where Bottas can start that race. So at this point, we're Bottas, Vettel, Hamilton, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Ricciardo.
Yeah, and both Mercedes and Vettel are on like 10 lap old, 15 lap old mediums at this point because they came around lap 20. Kimmy's on fairly new mediums,
But he's still on mediums.
but he's still on mediums, and both Red Bulls are on fresh softs.
Yes. In lap 35, so we have 24 or 22 laps to go.
I think so.
It's
Yes.
a 57 lap race, yeah.
56 lap race.
After the restart, Alonso gets by Romain Grosjean. Verstappen starts putting pressure on Hamilton, doesn't get by right here. Danny Rick on Kimi Räikkönen without DRS and makes that pass stick.
Yeah.
Coming down the front straight. I was really impressed by that. That was a really good move. Verstappen goes back on Hamilton, goes off, putting a little bit too much pressure on through that 1-2-3-4 complex coming out of the 3-4.
Yeah, that was a bit ambitious, and it's like, yeah, I think he was worried that they were gonna like make contact. He swerved like way.
Yeah,
out of the way.
it looked like the gap was kind of closing. Hamilton was trying to give him room, and it looked like he panicked a little bit, shook his wheel, and went off track.
Yeah, I think it was like, there's an escape road here. Like, I'm just gonna, this is getting too close. I'm just, this isn't really gonna cost me that much. I'm just gonna take that out.
Yeah. He took that and
he falls
lost
behind
the
Daniel
place.
Ricciardo.
Yeah.
But only Ricciardo. I think he stayed ahead of Kimi.
Yes.
Correct.
Let me flip my page here.
Very slow page turn.
I mean, people want to hear.
Dramatic.
He don't read too good
Yeah, I also don't know how to read.
or write, apparently.
Lap 40, Daniel Ricciardo gets by Hamilton. Really good pass.
Yep.
Yep.
Man, Daniel Ricciardo,
Ricciardo
passing master.
looking
looking
fucking
really
strong
good
this race.
Yeah. After that pass, Red Bull team radio. Next one is Vettel. Let's get him. It's like, yeah, like I'm really into that.
Really like Ricardo's engineer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is normally the call anytime Ricardo passes anybody. Is like Ricardo
Here's
passes
next
somebody,
up.
and here's the next guy on your list.
Yep. Just knocking him
remember
out.
when he passed like Alonso or someone last year, and they're like, his engineer comes on the radio, is like, "Oh, they're vulnerable," and Daniel's like, "Just how I like them."
I've got really like more good Ricardo radio later on. Max is on Hamilton again. Gets by him on lap 42 at turn 6. I mean, it was inevitable.
Yeah, he's on the newer, faster tire.
Yeah. At this point,
Exciting to see the Red Bulls fighting with the Mercedes here.
Agreed.
I mean, let's be real about the situation.
Mercedes on old tires.
Yeah, but man, it's really good.
Yeah.
Like the top 3 teams, all 6 drivers are just battling, and it is really good.
Yep.
Like I don't care about who my favorite driver is here. This is good racing.
Yep.
And it's racing that matters. It's not midfield or like back markers.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the front of the pack.
Well, if I pass you, I'll get 2 points where I would have only had 1 before.
Yeah.
It's a substantial point. Gains.
Lap 42, Ricardo is on Vettel. Gets him in the 13-14 complex there at the end of the lap. Lap 43, Hamilton's under pressure by Raikkonen. Hamilton comes over the radio, bitching some more. We should have gotten tires, guys.
Yep.
He's not wrong.
He's not
He's
wrong,
not wrong.
but
But
like it's too late at this point.
yeah, it's not like he can. I mean, it's lap
He
43.
can't fix it at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like by the time that they he'd already like when the safety car was out, like he would have had to wait another lap to get tires.
Nope.
And then would probably have like lost.
He'd have lost so much
several
track
spots.
position. Yeah.
Nope. He could have made it into the pit lane when the safety car was deployed. I don't know if his team would have been ready with tires out.
Yeah.
in the
That's
box.
the point I was trying to make earlier. Is like the team dropped the ball on that. Is
Yeah.
they should have like, oh shit, and then had him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if Verstappen came in first.
Yeah. So yeah,
So-
they should have got him there, but after they didn't get him there, they should have realized, hey, we need tires. But like then he had an entire another lap to go around, and at that point he would have lost several spots.
Yeah, I mean any
It would have been
delta
a
that he would have
pack.
had before the safety car negates. So, also lap 43, Verstappen has caught Vettel.
Hell yeah.
Verstappen then proceeds to spear Vettel.
He didn't spear him.
Did not spear him.
They touched in the most
Like,
ginger delicate
that-
way possible to have broken neither car.
I mean, would you have taken that pass? He was too far back.
Dude, I would have wrecked like 60 laps ago.
Yeah, I mean, like, Vettel was already turned in by the time Max was like, all right, cool, let's do this.
I mean,
Like,
Daniel
that-
had done it twice already, and like,
Daniel Ricciardo is late breaking the fuck out of people.
yeah, I know.
I mean, when he's way closer.
and I think, well, not on Hamilton, he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Like, I think Max was just like, this is an opportunity, I'm going to take it, and he very nearly did it,
and then they just like
they
barely
bumped, and I
bumped.
think
There's
it's just
no-
a bad judgment call on Max's part. To
Like he
have been
should not have tried to
God
make
damn
that
it,
pass.
This being
But
an audio format, there was no nearly had it. He didn't have himself. Like there was
Dude,
no way.
The only reason that I say that he nearly had it is because those cars aren't in pieces on the side of the track.
yeah, it's like he did not spear
Hang
him.
on,
They
hang
barely bumped into each other. Oh
Well,
shit.
yeah, just throw that on the ground.
All right, so we got this 1970 Boss 429
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, and then we have this Ford Escort rally machine, right?
Hot Wheels.
So if we're coming into a corner, he's even further back. He's like back there,
Hang on, throw him in the hall.
and then Vettel's already rotated.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that's going to stick?
It might.
Do you think that that's going to work even kind of?
But if they're at the apex, like this?
No. It's like that.
No, they were like
They were not parallel.
they
to each
were
other.
like
Then
they
how
were
did
parallel.
They were nowhere near parallel to each other.
look
You
at that
should
shit again.
rewatch
They
that
were
again.
like this shit.
Then
No,
why
like-
is the car not broken? Max's front wing didn't hit him.
Yeah,
Like-
Max's front wheel
they,
didn't
they
hit him.
bumped side pods.
They bumped side pods or barge boards.
Yeah. After he got like this, they turn. This doesn't really fucking work.
This does
for
not
a
play.
fucking audio podcast, but we're gonna watch this after we're done recording.
Ad
This is a
nauseam.
stupid fucking move.
I think that he should have realized that there's not quite enough space I think he
does realize.
Well, now he does.
By the time he's made the move to try to make this pass, we know because we spent a lot of time in playing racing games, but like you cannot change what you're doing at that point.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, it's not like you can push the brakes any harder. It's not like you can turn the wheel. It's not going to go the direction that you tell it to go. So he's made this move. It's too late to make this move. There's no fixing it.
Like, I think he was within fractions of a second of braking too late to have been able to have made this move. Like, if he had braked just a little bit sooner, he could have taken him on the inside.
This is another Max Verstappen rash fucking move.
I mean,
like,
I think
it was less rash than last week, but I
agree with that, but it's still another like.
Yeah, none of us disagree with you on that point. It's just
and
he was very close to making the right judgment call as far as if I brake now, I can get there. He was just a fraction of a second too late on the brakes.
This situation to me looked exactly the same as Brendan Hartley and Pierre Gasly.
Yeah, except one of those cars literally speared the other one and broke its wing.
And these two barely bumped.
We're going to watch the replay after we're done recording.
Barely touched.
Barely bumped. Max gets slowed up a bit. I think
Max is facing the right way.
He does a 360 and faces the right way.
Does he spin? They both end up facing the wrong way.
They're both facing the wrong way. Vettel
does a sick burnout.
Yeah, Vettel does a sick burnout
fucking
and gets
destroys his tires.
Yeah. I'm sure he's fucking pissed at this point. But he doesn't do the thing that he
super
always
level-headed
does.
on the radio.
Yeah, super level-headed on the radio. He's like, I don't think I have to say anything, which I'm impressed by.
Yeah.
Because he's usually like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, are we playing bumper cars? Like, he didn't do the thing that Vettel does. He's just,
I have
don't
a message for
shit.
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie Whiting can fuck off, honestly. Like, it's not anything like that. It's
very calm, Vettel.
It's a very calm Sebastian Vettel, which I was not expecting.
Yeah.
And then Verstappen came over the radio like, he locked up and came across.
No, nobody locked up.
Yeah.
But that's the normal racing driver thing to do.
Yeah, it's excuses.
The same thing that happens anytime anybody gets into an accident. You did blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. No.
Yeah, it's the same thing if nobody
Very
wants
defensive.
to own anything.
Yeah.
So I can't fault him for that too much, but like as far as immediately saying like, oh, he locked up. Because that's just what any person would do.
Lap 45, Daniel Ricciardo clears Bottas for first.
Hell yeah.
This is a ballsy fucking move.
Yes, it was. And it almost looked like he was going to back out of it for a second because so they're coming up to what, like turn 6?
I think that was the same complex as the Verstappen Vettel incident that just happened.
No, that was 14.
This wasn't 14?
No. He passed Hamilton and Raikkonen or Hamilton and Vettel on 14. Bottas was like turn 6, I want to say.
Boy.
Yeah, Bottas.
Daniel Ricciardo is a passing master.
God, yeah.
He's so good. Just late breaks the fuck out of Bottas. Bottas like is trying to squeeze him.
There's
but
literally
leaves him
like
enough room.
One car width between the grass and Bottas's inside wheel.
Yeah.
And Ricciardo managed to fit his car perfectly in there.
Yeah.
And then not just drive out into the runoff.
Yeah.
On the other side of the corner.
Just barely made that happen. It was a really bold pass. I was really impressed. Lap 46, Verstappen gets a 10-second time penalty.
Yep.
For his incident with Vettel.
Not undeserved.
No, yeah.
I mean, I think it's fair, especially considering Gasly got the same penalty for the same thing. Well, a little bit more egregious, potentially.
Yeah.
But causing an incident.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, now can...
Fair penalties is what I think I've seen so far this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like, now can Max...
Consistent. Maybe not fair, but consistent.
Get 10 seconds past Hamilton.
Lap 48.
Because otherwise, like, I think at this point, Lewis is in front of Max, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Lewis passed.
Max Verstappen...
He helped Lewis in the championship.
He did, but he didn't... From that spin, he suffered less than what Vettel did.
Yeah.
Vettel fell back to P8.
Yep.
Because he cooked his tires.
Lap 48, Max is harassing Hamilton again and gets past him at turn 6.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to clear 10 seconds.
At this point, Hamilton was like, I'm not going to risk getting into a wreck with him because he has to beat me by more than 10 seconds for this pass to
I don't
matter.
think that he knew about that, but he's like, okay,
his team
he's
told him
thinking
about that.
I think he's probably thinking championship at this point.
Yeah.
Also, during this incident, with I'm didn't write this down. I'm pissed at myself now. With Vettel and Verstappen. In that incident, Raikkonen goes around the inside of the corner. Hamilton has to go all the way around the outside in the runoff area.
Good job
so
on the two of them for not.
Yeah, they didn't
into this
hit
group.
anybody, but Raikkonen gets the pass on Hamilton because of this.
Correct.
So, skipping back and forward, lap 49, Christian Horner's on the radio with the commentating team, and quote, "We got to clench our butt cheeks and just get on with it." In regards to
Ricardo being in the front,
winning.
but not in front or not won yet.
yeah.
The race not over.
Christian Horner is good.
Christian Horner is good.
We just gotta wait for him to start bitching about regs and not winning all the time and stuff, and then he's gonna piss you off.
No?
Probably not you guys, but he's gonna piss me off. Like this stuff, I'm good with this Christian Horner, right? But like coming out of the V8 era where they were winning all the time, he was bitching all the fucking time. Like every week, he was like, "Oh,
It's weird. It's like that's what Mercedes is starting to do. Now
I
that the
haven't
other
seen
teams
it
are
at
catching.
all."
Did you not watch the post race commentary with Toto?
No, I didn't. I'm sure Toto's pissed.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
Oh, I'm not fucking just winning easily anymore. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, I understand that's probably a thing. So at this point at lap 49, Raikkonen is closing in on Bottas for third or for second. Lap 53, Brendan Hartley retires.
Don't know why.
Gearbox.
Gearbox.
Uh,
Okay.
Lap 55, Alonso passes Vettel.
Yeah, I did.
This is kind of a dirty move. I don't really.
Yeah, Vettel was not.
This is kind of like what Max did last weekend, and I don't like that.
I feel like Julian Palmer did this to Alonso last year, and Alonso bitched about it, and then
I mean, all
Palmer,
racing
yeah.
drivers
I
are
think-
hypocrites, but
Yeah.
Alonso bitches a lot about
he really does.
that kind of stuff,
But-
and then he bitches about the things that he then goes and does.
Yeah.
all racing drivers are hypocrites.
Yeah.
Not Ricardo. He's a saint.
That's true. But yeah, Alonso
This is kind of a
like,
dirty pass, but he
forces
gets by him.
Vettel
Yeah,
off.
it's a
Yeah.
force where like he just closes the door mid
He
corner.
passes him on the sort of
1, 2,
inside
3,
of
4.
1, and then just keeps taking the racing line down into 2, and Vettel's like, "There's a
I mean, genuinely,
wall
like
here."
the rule is typically like if you're nosed out in front, you get the racing line, but that doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
like.
So he ends up not accruing any sort of penalty for this, but it was like,
It's in it. Alonso
It got
came back in
noted
an
by the
interview
stewards.
later and said that really wasn't a fair fight either because Vettel was on just shit tires. So, that's the last note that I have. Is Daniel Ricciardo's coming around 14 to the start finish straight before he's won the race. He sticks his left hand up in front of the camera and does like the surfer bro hand signal.
Yeah, he sure does. I was like, please don't bite it. Please don't bend
Yeah.
it. Please don't bend it.
He also set fastest lap. It's 1:35.7. There was a radio transmission that got played after everything that I want to mention. It's like, oh no, this was on the podium. He was talking about that pass on Bottas where he like thought about like backing off or whatever. Just a short paraphrase. There's no context to this quotation. Just kidding. I never pull out. That was pretty good. After the race, Vettel walks up to Max's car and is just eyeballing the shit out of it, and I'm just like, "Oh, miss you, fam." Like, thought that was pretty good. Also on the podium, Daniel Ricciardo does his signature shoey.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like he was getting kind of tired of it after last year, and then I think he was really excited about it this year because he hasn't been able to do it in a little while. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're good.
So Aaron was actually standing in here as I was watching the end
His
of that
chief
race.
engineer did it as well.
Yep. Aaron was standing in here as he like started to take his shoe off, and she was like, "What is he doing?" And I was like, "He's doing a shoey," and she was like, "No," and she turned around and walked out of the room. She was like, "I'm not watching that." Thought that was pretty good. It sucks that Daniel Ricciardo had to share the podium with two robots. Which
Man,
were
that cool off
Bottas
room
and
was awkward.
silent.
It's like,
'Cause,
oh, look at these
you
guys.
can tell, like
Yeah.
Daniel's like
Daniel's all psyched up.
he's psyched up and,
and
it's
he's
like
got
kind of
Bottas and Raikkonen in
jittering
there with him.
around, and like it's two machines that are just like, drink water, put towel on face,
Yeah.
sit down in chair,
Yeah.
put hat on.
Yeah, it's a shame that Daniel Ricciardo had to share the podium with robots and didn't get to get sprayed and be sprayed by and spray other people with champagne.
And he was enthusiastic about that champagne. Like, when that stuff started, he, like, corked the bottle with his thumb, pounds it on the podium, and immediately hoses down the guy that was up there with him is his chief engineer. So the guy that's on the radio with him, or chief mechanic, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I saw Kimmy spray a little bit of champagne and then immediately stop and just drink it and just stand there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a real bummer. Valtteri Bottas's wife looking up at the podium with loving eyes.
yeah, this is like...
Daniel Ricciardo looked like he was about to, start crying.
Yeah.
He was pretty emotional.
Stoked.
I mean, he's had a rough first 2 races, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's an awesome way to win. Anytime issues come up, it seems like Daniel Ricciardo's going to take advantage.
That whole team overcame a lot of difficulty to be able to pull out that
For somebody who came out 3 minutes...
Yeah, for someone who almost didn't make it into Q1.
Yeah. To come back and win the race, that's freaking awesome.
Yep.
So good. I like Daniel Ricciardo, man.
I love Daniel Ricciardo.
Also,
Everyone should.
Got to mention, he's up for contract renewal.
He is.
He is. Christian Horner out there saying, this is another clear sign we need to keep Daniel Ricciardo at Red Bull.
Yeah, the Sky commentators were like, Christian, you got to get a bigger checkbook for next year for Daniel. Like, that's good.
But yeah, I mean, when you think about it, like,
I really don't.
They don't have anyone to replace him with yet. Like, I feel like they want to keep Gasly at Toro Rosso another year and maybe replace Hartley.
Go outside of the team to get somebody, but I'm sure they don't want to.
I'm sure they don't want to. Yeah. So it's just like, I think they would much rather keep Ricciardo there at least another year.
Is Kimmy's contract up after?
Kimmy's on 1 year.
Kimmy's like,
he's been recurring 1 year for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
So there's a chance. Also, Bottas is up for renewal.
Correct.
So there are 2 seats available.
He could potentially go to Ferrari or Mercedes or Red Bull.
What if Ricciardo went to Mercedes and Bottas went to Ferrari?
Oh shit!
I don't.
It's the same for Sebastian. He's got another robot, Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Ferrari wants to just keep do as you're told number 2.
I think Ferrari's very happy with Kimi.
I think they are, but is Kimi wanting to keep going?
I don't think so.
I feel like he's getting less enthusiastic. Like,
yeah.
You had said earlier in our chat, is like, Kimi can't keep that pace anymore. What he needs to do to win.
He does.
But Fernando Alonso.
Like, very different people.
I know, but like we can't use like age or how long they've been in the sport.
I'm just talking about
like
Kimi's track record. Like, he does great in like free practice and through qualifying. Not really ever good enough in qualifying, but like, and then he just kind of is lackluster throughout the races.
I wish that we knew the inner workings of Ferrari to where we could say if the extra effort put in on Vettel, which is presumably there, is what's maybe giving him a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, so you haven't really heard any of this since Vettel came over to Ferrari, but like when it was Kimi and Alonso, like Kimi complained all the time about like Alonso was clearly the number 1 driver.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, my car feels like...
It was the same when Massa had that seat also.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my car feels like shit. It's like they just set up my car the same as Alonso's. Like, I fucking hate this. Whereas, like, I don't think Kimi and Alonso got along. Whereas,
no,
like,
I'm sure
Vettel and Kimi seem to be pretty good pals. So, like...
I don't know about pals.
Yeah. They seem like they were pals even when...
I don't think Kimi pals with anybody. Like...
They seemed to like pal around even when Vettel was still at Red Bull.
I wasn't watching back then, so I don't know.
Like those two seem like they get along.
I think that they
really well.
Mutual respect is probably the word that we're looking for here.
Yeah,
I don't know if Kimi pals with anybody but his wife and his kid. So probably not even those. He's probably just goes home and just sits in a chair,
just sits and waits for the next race.
Speaking of, I saw a photo earlier. It was like, yeah, Vettel's just sitting out here in the paddock by himself after the race, and it's just like him on like the second floor like patio, just sitting there, like kind of like the sad Keanu picture of him just sitting like on a park bench.
Oh yeah,
like that. Except it's Vettel just staring off into the distance. I'm like,
It's one race, man. Come on. Like, it's the same thing with Lewis. Like, we're at 3 races deep. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just get on with your
It's like
fucking
you're
job.
still leading the constructors. Like,
Well, he's still in the
drivers championship.
Yeah. Like, it's one race that he got screwed by.
Yeah.
And he did say in post-race interviews, like, I don't know why we needed the safety car. We needed the safety car, man.
Yeah.
Like, VSC is not going to cut it when you have debris on track.
Can we talk about the guys' brooms?
They're
They
cool,
brought out some,
man.
like homemade freaking brooms to sweep the track.
Yeah, they had like
China.
wicker, they had like wicker on the broom that was like 2 foot long. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I was expecting just some like push brooms, but nope.
Their run was cracking me up too. They had like the old lady run, like it was really good. I really like that track too. I ran a couple laps of it in F1 2017 before we started recording.
Yeah, that track is. It can't be much bigger than Bahrain because they're very similar number of laps, but it feels really big. Like,
yeah.
The back straight just feels like it's really far away and goes on forever.
Yep.
So when I was watching this stream, I didn't watch it live, so I was watching a replay of it, and I got bumped out of the stream for unimportant reasons. But whenever I was navigating back to it, like, I hate the way that ESPN does it. It's like the replays are the third row, and their highlights from the race are the second row. So it's like, Daniel Ricciardo wins Chinese Grand Prix, and I was like, how the fuck does this happen?
Yeah.
So, like, I was watching this race, and initially going into it, I was kind of bummed because, like, oh man, Red Bull are on the ultras. Like, they're gonna. There's no way they can't do anything but a 2-stop race. Like, they're not making it all the way through on the medium. So I was just not enthusiastic about how they're doing it. So the whole time I was like, is everyone in front of him going to get into a wreck? What is going to happen for this to be pulled off? Like, so it was kind of interesting. I was bummed out initially seeing that Ricciardo had won without getting to see him winning as it was happening.
Yeah.
But it was kind of neat to just have this, like, okay, he's running in 6th this whole race.
Mm-hmm.
How is this going to play out to where he gets to the front?
He's a fucking badass at passing.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah, like, that was actually the thing that I didn't see coming, was like him just driving around everybody else. I was like, Max is going to run into somebody hard.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, so I guess Max isn't going to finish this race then. So who else is he going to take out?
The only thing that I knew coming into this was the same situation. Ricciardo wins the race, and Valtteri and Kimi are on the podium. I didn't know which order.
Yeah,
so it's like,
luckily I just
Max
saw
is gonna
Ricciardo's.
crash.
Yeah, I just saw Ricciardo winning, and I didn't see anything else about it. So I was like, how is this going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was about to say something, but I was wrong. Because Ricciardo's technically the number 1 driver at Red Bull.
Is he?
It's like, with
Ostensibly
number
by
1
tenure.
being, like...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah. Considering, like, at teams, the black camera's on the number 1 car, yellow camera on number 2, he's got...
I kind of felt like,
black.
last year, like, they were giving Max, like, the experimental engine and stuff like that. It was like, they're very clearly favoring Max. And I think that that's just to get him to stay at Red Bull because he's so young.
Yeah.
I feel like they're much more willing to lose Daniel Ricciardo than they are Max Verstappen.
But should
So-
they be?
I don't think so.
I mean, Ricciardo's won 3 races in the last
So I
season
think
and
that
this
they
season,
should be
right?
trying to keep both of them
At
very
least
hard.
2.
Yeah. I mean,
I kind of
so
want
is Max.
I kind of want Ricciardo to end up at Ferrari so he can outperform Vettel, like he did when
when they were both at
Yeah.
Red Bull.
Yeah. People also want him to end up at Mercedes so he can outperform Hamilton.
Yep.
I think Hamilton's point still remains the same. He's got to be able to outperform his teammate through the season.
You just said the same about when he was with Vettel. That was what was happening.
Did.
Right.
Like Ricciardo,
You're using
Daniel,
your argument against itself.
Daniel Ricciardo outperformed Sebastian Vettel. Max Verstappen outperforms Daniel Ricciardo.
Who finished higher in the points?
The points.
That's Ricciardo.
Yeah.
By the way, have you guys looked at the championship standings?
The only championship standings I've looked at are the Fantasy GP ones, but we can go.
I looked
over
at
that here in a
the
second.
championship standings a little bit.
Mercedes is leading the Constructors' Championship now.
Hell yeah!
Oh, are they really?
1 point.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
Mercedes is leading by 1 point, and then it's Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Renault.
I thought McLaren was still in 3rd.
No, they bumped down to 4th because Red Bull just picked up a big old chunk of points between.
That's what happens when you have 2 points finishes.
Yeah. And then in the Drivers' Championship, it is Vettel leading Hamilton by 9 points, leading Bottas by 5, leading Ricciardo by 3, Ricardo 7 points ahead of Kimi. Alonso 8 behind that. Hulkenberg tied with Alonso. Max is 4 points behind Hulkenberg. Gasly in 9th, 6 points further. And then Magnussen rounding out the top 10, 1 point behind
So
Gasly.
that top 6 is pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean,
two of the drivers didn't finish races to get any points. So
I would still say that
pull away.
arguably, though, that like that top 3, maybe that top 4 is still like maybe in contention for a driver's championship.
Yep.
I mean, anything can happen.
I
But
mean, it's so early at this point. Like any of the, well, I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and count out Hulkenberg, Gasly, and Magnussen,
yeah,
and Alonso.
yeah,
The rest of those, like the top 6 drivers, the real top 6, not the points
yeah.
top 6.
The real top.
The
6.
real top 6. We know who they are.
Yeah,
Like I think at this point, any of them could still technically win. Like it's pretty unlikely. I think that either number 2 driver at Mercedes or Ferrari will win the championship. I think it's pretty unlikely that either Red Bull will win the championship.
yeah. I think that's fair.
Like I think, like unfortunately, it's probably going to be Vettel or Hamilton.
Red Bull's going to have some penalties coming up by the end of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already both had to replace engines and turbos and things, so they're getting...
Renault was saying coming into the season too, like they're gonna have to do that shit, which means McLaren's gonna have to do it. Like it's.
Yeah,
We knew that this was coming.
Yeah,
I still want to see them fight though.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
Like even if they get these grid penalties, like if they replaced an engine every other race but won every other race, I'm good with it. Like I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. There's nothing I would love more than for one of the Red Bull drivers to win this championship.
This race,
But, like,
is what I want every race to be.
Yeah,
I feel like this
was
season
really
has been
good.
kind of that way so far.
Yeah.
Like,
It's been a very good season.
Yeah. This is not. If you're new to F1, this is not how it usually has been.
What a season! What a season!
You know, the past 4 years has been the Mercedes show. Before that, less so, but even still, it was the Red Bull show.
I'm shocked to hear you admit less so.
The statistics prove that.
Yes,
I mean,
but,
for me, watching it, it didn't feel that way. Mm-hmm. But,
I mean, like that first year that Vettel won his championship, like literally in the last race, 5 different drivers could have ended up being the champion.
yeah. So, yeah, it is not typically like this. Fingers crossed that it stays like this.
Yeah,
I think it's going to continue to get like this or closer until the rules change.
I think. Well, I feel like last year Baku was fucking nuts.
Yeah,
And
surely that can't be as insane this year.
Yeah.
The year before, though, like in Baku's first year, I think it was actually pretty tame.
I thought last year was. No, it
No,
wasn't.
last year
Last year was
the
the
shit
second
show.
year.
Yeah.
Last year was the year where
Lance Stroll ended up on the podium.
Lance Stroll
Yeah.
got Bottas past Lance Stroll
Didn't
with
Daniel
like
Ricciardo
50
win
feet
that
left.
race?
Yeah,
Sure did.
He sure did.
So,
Looking forward to him winning again
Oh,
next
that's that
week.
same race where Vettel hit Hamilton in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, well,
That has, like, kind
Hamilton
of-
hit Vettel in the back, and then Vettel hit Hamilton in the side. He
No.
drove next to him, and was like, boom.
no. Vettel ran into the back of Hamilton because Hamilton was quote unquote brake checking him.
Yeah,
That
oh,
was
yeah,
proven
yeah.
not to be true, and then Hamilton drives around to the side of him and smashes into him.
Yeah.
So that kind of solidified my hate for Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, yeah, because it definitely wasn't solid before then.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't like kind of rock solid.
Come on, buddy.
You know, after that,
That was...
it's hard as a diamond now. Like, I fucking hate Sebastian Vettel.
Whoa, buddy.
But even still, I'm going to take his side on that deal with Max Verstappen.
Yeah, excited for Baku. In 2 weeks' time?
2 weeks time.
Yep.
You know it's in 1 week's time. You don't, actually. Which
Is it
wild.
Formula E?
It's not Formula E. Actually, I haven't looked at the Formula E calendar. There might be a Formula E race next week.
No thanks.
Super Formula starts
Hell
next
yeah.
weekend. So
What track?
Suzuka, I think.
Nice.
Pre-picture?
Am I right? It is at Suzuka.
Tochigi.
Is it?
Dude, I have no
don't-
idea. If
I
it
don't-
is, I'm going to be amazed.
I don't think Suzuka's in the Tochigi Prefecture. Oh, great. Yep. I want to look at this manga. Thanks, Google. It is somewhere.
It's in Japan.
Mie? That's probably pronounced Mie. M-I-E. I'm going to guess Mie.
That doesn't sound like a prefecture name that I've heard before.
Actually, I think it might be pronounced Mikin. If this is to be believed, which is weird because there's no K in there. But
Weird.
yeah, it is in Japan. So Super Formula is back. There is another Red Bull Junior driver whose name I don't recall, but there's still going to be a Red Bull liveried car. So I'll cheer for that one because I'm a sucker. His name is Nirei.
Neat.
Is it also spelled just N-I-E?
It's Nirei. I believe he is a Japanese man.
Irai, thank you.
Probably not.
No, actually, that's not an A.
Oh shit, Kamui Kobayashi's racing in Super GT again this year.
Hell yeah,
Nice.
that's my dude.
Let me look and see if there's anyone else I recognize here.
I think Game Man races tomorrow. Is Super GT tomorrow?
I think there's some Super GT practice tomorrow. The next Super GT race isn't until May.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yep. James Rossiter is a
know
name I recognize but don't remember why. Naoki Yamamoto, I recognize this guy, but I don't know why.
Words are hard.
Oh, Nirei's that guy's first name. His last name is on the second line for some reason. Holy shit, he was born in 1997.
Wow.
Makes you feel old as fuck, right?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Yeah, he's still 21.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
Dude, people born after 2000 are driving cars.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, his actual name is Fukuzumi. Is his last name.
Neat.
So,
That's a good name.
that is a good name.
You guys want to run down our fantasy GP standings?
Pietro Fittipaldi. I wonder
Yeah,
if he's
man.
related to Emerson. That's another driver here.
That's a very unique last name,
Oh.
so I would say yes.
Nick Cassidy racing in Super Formula as well. Neat.
So our fantasy GP standings, Devin keeps deflecting because he doesn't want to hear it.
I'm dead last.
I'm still winning. Zachary Carroll up 4 places.
Good-
to second
good
place.
picks
Good
this
job.
week,
I don't
evidently.
know how he did that, man.
I don't know what his picks were, but they were good.
Yeah.
I forgot to put in any picks at all, which is why I'm hell of last.
Yeah.
I didn't get any predictions, and hopefully everyone will do that at least one race.
Not me.
No.
That way I can somehow I would like to finish in the top 10. That's all I want.
I think we
at
have
this
15
point,
people,
At
so-
this point, that's all I want.
Hey, Devin, hang on. I got to continue. I have a
Jim
joke
Jam
to look
Davis down 1 place. It sucks for him.
He also forgot to put in predictions, so
Yeah.
he's
That's your
doing
roommate,
surprisingly
right?
well. Yeah.
Adam Nielsen down 1 place from 10 Tenths Podcast. Jeff up 2 places.
Hey, great
Hell
job.
yeah.
Good job. He's up to
P5.
5th. Dusty Nixon up 3 places. Daniel Deitch down 2 places. Man, Daniel
Damn, Daniel.
still can't have a shirt. Yeah, it's
Devin, you're the Lance Stroll of our fantasy GP league.
Did you have to double check that Lance Stroll's dead last?
Well, so he's not listed as last, but he's there with several other people with 0 points, so
Yeah.
he may as well be.
it sucks to suck.
Do you guys think not Lance Stroll, but Williams will be pointless this season?
Maybe.
Because
Surely not. Surely they'll get at least 1 race.
Williams is currently last in the
It's
constructors.
not reliability related though. Like
It's
their
just
issues.
they have a bad car and bad drivers.
If they can finish races, surely at some point we will get to a point where all the Renaults are blowing up.
Yeah, maybe they'll get lucky and
So-
they will just be able to continue to finish races without blowing up motors, and they don't get penalized
So I
on
think
one of those. They
I
can.
think that they will get into the points at
Yeah.
some point this season.
I mean, Sauber's already done it, so Williams is the worst
Dude,
team.
Charles Leclerc sucks.
Hey man, it's early.
It's 3 races in. Let's wait until the end of the season, see how he is.
Charles Leclerc sucks.
He's our boy, Charles.
Leclerc?
It's our boy. Wait,
It's our
That's-
boy Peter. It's your boy
Shit.
Peter. This is the clerk.
the clerk.
Yeah. He also
I-
keeps coming over the radio like, "Oh, sorry, I fucked up." Like he's
Yeah, but he is at least coming over the radio and be like, "Hey, I fucked up." Like he isn't like, "Oh, I can't believe."
this guy locked up. Like,
Just on the radio. I can't believe you've done this to me.
Yeah, I
There's a
hope
ghost in
for
the car.
Leclerc to get better. But right now, he is having a lot of just mistakes.
Yeah.
But I think this is another track that Formula 2 doesn't race on.
So this is something the commentators were talking about as well, and it's just like at a certain point, it's like you're in F1. Like it doesn't really matter how well you know the track or not. Like you should be able to learn a track.
you're in the
faster than
simulator regardless. Like,
Yeah.
You're the highest level of motorsport. Like you should be able to go to any track and have a couple free practices and stuff like that, and be able to figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's not going to stop. Like, Lewis Hamilton's taken turn 14 1,000 times. More than that, probably.
Just put a simulator in the airplanes.
Lewis
And
might
don't
have
sleep.
one in that candy apple baller town. Like,
No, he doesn't. Are you kidding?
no,
No,
he
he's
doesn't.
got
doesn't.
nothing in there but bottles of
Models.
He's got
champagne.
California king size bed and ladies. That's what he's got.
Whoa.
I'm just saying that dude balls out of control. Have
Track
you seen
girl.
this purple Zonda?
Did he crash it?
Yeah, he crashed it, but I think it's fixed. Got a candy apple red airplane, man.
Yeah, well.
It's a sharp looking plane.
It is, and he doesn't share his plane with any other drivers.
No, yeah, I know.
It's kind of like a douchebag move.
Yeah, Lewis
He's
sucks.
not palling around with all the other drivers. You remember those pictures of like Jensen Button and Felipe Massa and all
Yeah,
those
and, like,
dudes, like
Nico and
like
Ricardo.
sharing a plane. Like
Yeah.
it's a private plane, but they're all sharing it together.
Yeah, it's like,
okay,
oh,
that's
we
cool.
all live in fucking Monaco.
Yeah, like this shit is
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Super Formula to be back.
I'll watch that since we don't have any racing next weekend.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it as well.
Where
can I watch it?
Don't know. It was on motorsport.tv last year.
For free?
You could sign up for a free trial for like a month, and all you needed for that was an email address. So just
Nice.
keep making email addresses and
Hell yeah!
keep watching for free. But I've
Sounds
not.
like an archaic way to do a free trial these days.
Yep. But yeah, just keep take a look at that. I've not looked at that yet, so
Hey,
hopefully it's still there. If not, I will probably post something in the group on Facebook.
Do we have any updates on the F1 TV app?
Yes, it should be available before Spain, which is the race after Baku, I think.
Cool.
So we're still looking at like a month.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
looking about a month away.
Yeah, because Baku's at the end of April.
Yeah,
Bummer.
And then Spain's 2 weeks after that?
I think so, yeah. But yeah, they're targeting Spain for the release of that, which I hope they actually make.
Word.
And after Spain, we're about to have a bunch of back-to-back races, I think. I think it's
Yeah.
France, Austria, England right after that.
I think so.
2 weeks after
God,
Spain.
Silverstone's so good.
And then I think after that
I want to see France.
is
What's it like?
probably the summer break.
Yeah, London is the summer break,
Summer break sucks.
I think.
Yeah,
It's
Maybe
the
not.
Worst.
yeah.
Who wants to take 4 weeks off of Formula One?
I mean, you know what's even worse than summer break?
Winter break.
This guy. He knows.
He gets it.
I do get it.
I think that's all we got for this week.
Yes.
You know, we didn't look at a whole bunch of news articles for Formula One this week.
No, yeah.
So-
I mean, this race was exciting enough that I kind of wanted to just focus on that.
Man, I
Yep.
love Formula One.
It's good.
It's good this
It's
year.
really good.
Yeah, it's good this
I wish
year.
the Force Indias were good because they look good for the first time in their history.
No.
They look better than they did last year.
Oh, for sure.
They look better than they did last year.
And they look way better
But
than what their last year
I
livery was going to be.
liked the one they had before that was the same colors as the Indian flag.
I don't think I saw that one.
It was mostly silver.
They had like the
They had black and green and orange on it.
Yeah.
Also, but they were like thin stripes, and the car was mostly silver.
No, I like that car.
You
also,
would.
I like that team because it used to be good.
Last year.
Yeah, last
even.
year, in
Yeah.
fact.
I don't know, man. It's a long season. We're only 3 races in. So,
Maybe Force India can be good again.
so
We'll see.
next week, tentatively, what we have planned is a "Here's How You Formula One"
Yeah.
episode.
Got a guest coming on.
Yeah, we do
Excited
have
for that.
special guest coming on. He will be our rookie who doesn't know anything about Formula One, so he'll be able to ask us questions. So if you've never watched Formula One before, we'll have somebody who's just like you.
Yeah, and what better time than 3 races into the season to learn what the hell's
Yeah,
going
we should have
Hey,
done
it's-
this like
it's
2 months ago.
It's a lot better than 20 races into the season.
That's true.
It's a lot better than us doing like a race recap of like 2/3 of the season as well.
Now that you've watched the entire season, what questions do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can forget the answers in the 3 months that we're off.
Yeah, so next week I know that we have a bunch of listeners who keep asking for this episode. So, yeah, we'll teach you about F1 baby birds.
You gonna learn.
Yeah, you gonna learn.
You gonna learn? Feed you baby birds. Also, Super Formula.
Also super formula.
Also, we'll go over Super Formula. Yeah.
Japan.
We can't steal bits. Remember?
It's not stealing
Thailand.
if they don't know.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
List all of our URLs.
Can't. I could not. Ooh,
Radiopodcast.com.
Lunar phases are not caused by the Earth's shadow.com. The Olympics are lame.com. The Olympics are cool.com. Hatsunemiku.racing. Fuckdenny's.com. Fightmebro.com. Domainaddiction.center. I feel personally attacked.com. I feel like I might be missing one.
.com.
That's a really fucking good dumb joke. Hang on.